Welcome to
Grab Life by the Horns.
Powered by Legacy Builders Global, and we are Jennifer Pecan and
Jan-Marc Pecan. Welcome to a new episode of Grab Life by the Horns. And today we're gonna talk about pain is temporary. And what we mean by that and how to overcome it will be part of today's episode. So why have we chosen that topic? Because to be honest, pain, usually everybody knows it when you are starting to train again and you have been lagging and doing sports. It doesn't hurt when you start with the training. It usually hurts a day later. Or Jennifer is not quite in agreement, or it's different. But it's the same thing when you do something mentally than when you do something physically. When all the time when we go out of our comfort zone, it hurts because you are going against your normal routine, your normal rhythm, and the established things that make your life so comfortable.
So if I would take the pessimistic part today, the first question what jumps into my mind is why I should do this. Why I should hurt myself and not living in my comfort zone. And, like we have as well when we talk with our clients and investors and they want to reach the next level and they really want that, and then you tell them what they have to do in order to get this, to reach that. The first reaction, I would say, it's not that excited.
No.
Because they just don't want to. They don't want to hurt themselves, and I can understand. I can understand this, yeah. And we don't want to do this for us as well. So let's talk about. If you get this information and actually you have to change something, but you don't want that, and we have a perfect example right now in our life what we are going through. So why you will do this? Why you're not staying in the comfort zone? And just be clear on that. There are a lot of people who prefer to stay at cloud 4. And not changing anything because they know that they have their comfort zone and they arrange with the situation they are in, instead of fighting through and be on cloud number 7. So
the thing really is that it's getting really uncomfortable really fast. Mm-hmm. That's the number one thing, and the retreat there feels easier because it offers immediate relief. It's like if you're training and your muscle hurt, the moment you basically stop the training again, it's like 2 days, maybe 3 if they hurt badly, and then the pain is gone.
Yeah.
But that's that's the immediate relief the retreat from training offers you. But you are missing out on all the benefits like the better posture, a better health, better stability, less back pain, like all the things that everybody of us knows about those benefits, but still a lot of people decide not to take them. And this is because we humans were really good in doing something short term and evaluating the short term benefits. But we are also, that's the paradox, we're also really good in ignoring the long-term problems something brings with it. Because if on finance, it's the same thing. People know they should start investing early. They need to invest in order to have money when they retire or when they don't want to work anymore. But it's like, since this is a problem in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years, depending on how old you are, maybe also in 5 years, that means that the longer the time horizon is until that problem occurs, it means you are more likely to say, well, let's deal with it tomorrow. Let's deal with it tomorrow. And as soon as you realize 10 years, 20 years are gone, and in investing 10 to 20 years, not doing it will cost you a lot of money and a lot of experience. And these are the things that we have every day in our life as well. We're not immune to that, because no matter on what level you are, mentally, financially, and physically, going to the next level always involves pain.
Yes, and you have to see as well that there are two motivations you will have, or you are starting to change some things. Like, first motivation is you want to leave the current situation because it's painful, and the other situation is you want to achieve a certain pleasures, lifestyle, whatever. But the thing is, like, how comfortable are you in your life right now? Like, if you are, for example, and we can take this example that we are at the moment in changing our nutrition. So we have no pain. We have no disease. We feel healthy. We feel good.
Thank goodness.
Knock on wood. And the only thing what we discover is that we have sometimes less energy. But it, to be honest, that can be our work rhythm as well.
Or the sun, or no sleep, or whatever.
Whatever. But we would have at the moment no feel except of that we would love to have a different body shape, or like that we have more energy or feel more fit. We would have no really a pain where we have what we have to leave. But still, we made this decision to change our nutrition because we don't want to get into this pain, because we know how much more painful it will be to go out of the situation if we even have the chance to change the situation. So we want to avoid basically a disease or death, or early death, let's say like this, through a disease by controlling our nutrition. So we are preventing and controlling what we can control right now. If the doctor tells you that you have a disease and you have to change your life in order to survive, you have, obviously, it's another situation, and you have a different motivation. Much stronger one to change your nutrition and to change your lifestyle in order to live longer. And these are the two aspects where you are sitting in, okay? And the same is like as well, if you want to change the financial situation, like if you have a great job and you have a good salary and basically you can afford average or a little bit better as average life and has a lifestyle, and you are basically satisfied with your life, you don't see the necessity, thank you, why you should change something right now, and why you have to maybe save money or invest money in order to have a better lifestyle in future, because you are already satisfied. What's missing is your why, your deepest why, and why you want to change, and you don't see the perspective what you can all do with your life if you would change it. So this is why it's more difficult to come from the side of the motivation to change for the better if you are already in a comfortable
good
zone.
Enough.
Yeah, because and we had the same, our life was good enough as well when we started to move on, and this is why I think one of the reason why we started so late, because our life before was always good enough. It was not that we really had a really painful.
No, we had the vacation, we had enough money, we had the apartment. I mean, all of those things that for some people their dream is we already had. We had stable jobs, we had good income, nice cars, like all this. What you say, and a slightly better than average life.
Yeah.
This is And this is you're right with that is that
Yes, the first time today.
yeah. And the thing is that when your life is good enough or even like a little bit better than your neighbors, your friends and stuff like this, there is no urgency to change. And I think this with nutrition or things like that is one of the very good examples, because when you have no disease, no problems, no health problems, no short breath, no heart attacks, no nothing, you're just like average healthy basically, then the motivation to change, or like not the motivation to change, but actually the motivation to keep the change over the time is much harder than when you go to the doctor and your doctor says, well, there are two choices. Either you die in 6 months, or you stop eating fast food, meat, and you drink no coffee. Like, what would you do? If the doctor tells you you have two choices, either you die in 6 months, and then you can like just keep on like eating everything you want, and we'll do a little surgery, and then you can enjoy on a last cruise or whatever, and then in 6 months I come to your funeral. Or you do the other thing, and you have the chance to probably live another 10, 20, 30 years. There's no question what you would do. I mean, other than if you want to die. Then I'm sorry for you, but this is.
I think there's opinions as well that they say, well, I would rather prefer to live the lifestyle and have a shorter life, which I have right now, without like a sacrifice on any of the things, instead of sacrificing, and I have no idea if I survive the next 6 months or not.
But I think this word sacrifice is very often misused. It's misused because it's like I'm sacrificing my lifestyle, so to say, so I'm putting it in brackets, in order to live longer. Or I'm sacrificing my lifestyle in order to be able to have money to invest. Because that's the discussion we very often have, is when we tell people, okay, we need to come up with 100 euros, 50 euros, 200 euros, let's build some equity up and like get you moving. People say, I cannot afford it. And if you go usually through the expenses, there are things like Netflix and whatever. And I'm not saying you should not like enjoy sometimes, and Netflix is a point of enjoyment. But if you look, people spend money on a lot of things. And I did a video once in our investment club, what a $7 Starbucks is costing you really. And it can cost you millions depending on the duration the $7 is invested and the compounding interest. So those things really, this is where people say, I'm not sacrificing. But I think the word sacrifice is very misleading, because it's so to say, because you said you're taking the negative point, so now I'm taking it. But sacrificing has like the thing. And parents say that sometimes as well. I'm sacrificing my time. I work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, in order that my son, my daughter has a better life. And this sacrifice, when you use the word sacrifice, you are implying a negative mindset on yourself.
That's true.
Because you are saying, okay, I'm not able to, like, this is not my choice, basically. You're not saying, okay, I make the choice to work 3 jobs in order to provide a better life. No, I'm sacrificing my life in order for somebody else's. And yes, as parents, we would, without a doubt, sacrifice our life every day to save the life of our children. That's something you cannot imagine when you don't have children, but it's something you wouldn't even think about it. If your kid runs in front of a car, you would jump and throw it away or do whatever is necessary, and you wouldn't think if you're gonna survive or not. And that is where you can use sacrifice. But because there you don't make the choice, because that is like in your DNA that you have to protect your child, and then you are just making that sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice. But if you are choosing to do something, if you're choosing to invest, if you're choosing to change your nutrition, you're not sacrificing anything.
If I think about chocolate, it feels like sacrificing, to be honest. But it's because maybe, but I did not even find the right replacement yet for this one. But which really satisfies my needs in this moment. Okay, but
I can understand that.
And it feels like that in the beginning. In the beginning, it feels like that, but of course, and this is right, you have to program your mind and set up the mindset for the success, that you're not sacrificing, that you are changing for the better. And this is really it. I could not believe when Jan-Marc spoke about this movie and how we have to change our nutrition. And I watched it the first time, and he told me what he actually wanted to do. And I looked at him and said, well, I'm not so sure if I really want that, like a plant-based nutrition, and if we really want to do that. But since we are I think it's a week or maybe 1.5 weeks, we are thinking about this topic a little bit more intense. And I'm getting more and more information about that, and how you can replace some stuff, or how you basically cook. You're not replacing, you are basically learning new recipes, you have more variation, you can diversify your nutrition so much more. And when we were in India and you had a 200-meter vegetarian or basically vegan buffet, that was it's amazing. We did not know that could be possible in Europe and Germany, because nobody is interested in eating like that. And this was all, if I would have somebody cooking for me like this, I would not missing anything, and I would be not sacrificing at all. And this makes a little bit the difference. So the more and more I read and learn the recipes and how I can do new things, for example, when we cut out the cheese, and I would say cheese was one of the main pillars in our nutrition as well, to every pasta and all that, this was one on the unhealthy things. We don't eat so much sugar, and it was not the milk, we already replaced that. But the cheese was a really big pillar as well. And now it's gone. And what you eat instead, or what you find that you can, easy add on your pasta, and it makes, and you're not missing that. So I was looking for some different sauce and toppings and add-ons, whatever you want to call it. And the more and more I go into that and go now in the restaurant, choosing my food or choosing my meal, I have really a tough time choosing that one, because I don't want to eat that much fat. I don't want to eat meat, and I'm already looking where no meat, no cheese, and not so much oil is inside. And then I don't want it anymore. I already changed it.
Yeah, but this is because you changed your mind first.
Yeah.
And this is to come back a little bit on also the sacrifices and the motivation to change, out of a situation that's painful. Obviously, your motivation is much higher to change than than towards a pleasure or next level or something like that, because you don't really see the immediate benefit of the change. But let's look at it a little bit different, because something came into my mind is that when we were talking about the sacrifice, and that I believe that this word is really overused and wrongly used, And I want to make that a strong point. So
Okay.
the thing is, because nobody, like when you have a hobby, like Johannes when he goes climbing,
Yeah.
or when you have golfing as a hobby, or swimming, or fishing, or whatever your hobby is. Okay, doesn't matter. You would never say, I'm sacrificing a weekend to go climbing, to go fishing, to go golfing.
Yeah, of course, because you're enjoying that.
Exactly. So because you're making the choice and your mind is like already set on it and changing, you are saying, okay, I'm making the choice. I'm gonna spend the time on my hobby, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And this is the only difference. If you look at the facts, this is the only difference. Is one time you say, I have to sacrifice a weekend because I have to work. That's what people usually say. Or I'm choosing to not do anything for 2 days because I just want to relax on the couch. I'm not sacrificing 2 days of my life because I want to watch like 20 stupid movies. So it's like the only the perspective is different.
I know, but the problem is, or like the challenge for most people are, like they see the difference and they see, okay, it could be a little bit better, but on the other side, it's they have as well the already the comfort zone, and they choose to be in the comfort zone, but they wish to have a little bit, maybe a little bit better, but the will is not strong enough to go in this direction. How you can motivate, or how you can change your thing, like in this direction that you're still changing. Like for us, the nutrition, if you would do this, if you would come up with this like 3 years ago, and we
Even 1 year ago.
Even 1 year ago, we would not do it. And sometimes it's just not the right timing because you have so many other things on the plate. Bottom line, you have to think about your life, how it should look like, and what you want to change in your life, okay? And in order to change some things, you have to make decisions which are aligned with your goals and with your dream and what you want to do. And of course, like if we want to live like Jan-Marc wants to live, wants to have the age of 120.
Yep.
So in order to reach that, we have to change something now, because our lifestyle is not, even though it's not unhealthy, but it is not the
most healthy.
The most
way.
healthy, yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not, and we are aware of that. But before, it was not even, we don't even thought about to change some things, because we did quite good and we felt comfortable. And now, because we are open-minded and we are working since years on our mindset and going for the better, and you start, like, if you do baby steps, you say, okay, I want to have something better. And even if you have a good life now and you are really satisfied with your life now, and once you make this experience, how great it is to go on the next level, even though you are satisfied already, what everything is changing, you become more and more open-minded and more flexible in your mind for new, I would say, for new ideas, for new changes in your life, because you're curious what else, what can all change, what you can do, how great your life can be, and you have to train this. This is just the pain, and this is what we say, the pain is temporary, and the pain is temporary because you have to change your mind. And to change to make this decision to change the nutrition was like, the pain was really, really like short term, because it was, of course, even to make this decision is painful.
But it was like,
it was like maybe one day.
Yeah, but it's imaginary. The thing is, it's really imaginary pain. Most of the
Yeah.
time, you don't have like your foot is not hurting because you're saying I'm changing my nutrition.
Of course.
Or your head is not hurting because you're saying I'm starting to save money.
Of course. It's not. It's imagined, but it's painful as well. Like
Yeah.
and you have to change. Like if you want to change something in your life, and if you want to reach the next level, this is one thing you must train, and there is no way around. And you start with baby steps, and if you say, okay, how you can make this big decision and this big change, then just start with smaller decisions, what are not so painful, but you experience this, wow, what can all change and what can be all better if you just make a little change in your life. And then more and more, doesn't matter what changes come up, like being like a move to another country, or like a switch in your in the industry, or like an investment if you are investing in one country and you want to invest in another country. You open your mind step by step. It's not from one day to another, and you should not start with a change which is too big at the moment. Make baby steps with that and prepare your mind thinking different, because I really want to give you the help here and the value how you can make this, and how it, because even if it's imagined pain, it will never stop. You will always have this this pain in the first moment, but the moments will be shorter and shorter. And when we came up with this decision, and we made this decision, we said, okay, crap. Okay, we don't want to. Actually, we know it's good for us, and we will do it. We knew already that we made this decision, but to speak it out loud was
painful.
That was a tough cookie we had to eat. But now we have to explain as well, Felix, what we are doing, and this is helping us as well, because you have to play the role model for your son as well. And you cannot eat a cookie and forbid your son not to eat a cookie at home. So obviously you act like a role model, and it makes it easier for you too. It's the same like for all the women's. If you are pregnant and the doctor says to you that stop smoking and drinking coffee and no alcohol, of course you're doing this. You stop from one day to another. There is no question about it. And you feel not good in the first moment that this is the physical pain, of course. Like if you stop drinking coffee, you get headache and all the things like that. And for me it was coffee, so I had really like 3 days migraine, and it was
because
really
it's the caffeine.
Yeah, it was really, really painful for me to stop that, but and I didn't have to stop like totally, but I decided for myself and for my body and for Felix, because I wanted to have a calm baby, not drinking any caffeine. And it really worked out. But it was my decision, and even to make this decision was not painful at all. There was no imagined pain.
No, but this is the thing, because you did it mainly not for yourself. Mm-hmm. You did it to protect your child.
Isn't that strange that you do it? It's easier to protect.
Yes.
You wanted to say the same.
It's easier to protect somebody else, because even if you are married, you would protect your partner physically, mentally, financially, whatever is necessary. You would do it if you love that person or your parents, or you would do it just because you think it's the right thing to do. But when it comes to yourself, you think differently. And this is the big paradox on what you have to solve. And I agree. The steps are, if you can't do the big leap forward, do baby steps. We also say that to investors. If you cannot start saving money in order to build up equity or whatever, set up a separate bank account on another bank. When they send you the online details, throw them away. or burn them. Don't get a card, so you have no access to the account, and you set up an auto transfer just the day after your salary arrives, and you wire 50 euros, 20 euros, 10 euros, 100 euros, 200 euros, whatever like you want to start saving, and start becoming used to that. And because and this is why, like, in history it's also very filled with the famous speeches from generals and everything, and when they landed somewhere they burned the ships. Everybody heard that. It's like what the fight between the Greeks and Troya, where the Greeks went there and then they burned the ships. Because it made clear to everybody there are two choices. Either you die on the beach or you win. And sometimes you have to put yourself in that shoes. And it's difficult. And we talked about it. You have to start controlling what you put into your mind. Okay, what books you read, what podcasts you listen to, what audiobooks you listen to, whatever, like what TV shows, documentaries, whatever. You have to control that. And the next step is to find yourself the right people around you that are going in the same direction. Because all of a sudden, it's not painful anymore.
It's the same like stopping watching TV, for example. Stop watching TV.
Yeah, you cannot imagine until you do it.
Exactly. And this was one point of our stop doing list, that we don't watch TV anymore. And it was painful to write it on this list because, okay, one day you will stop this. And if you grew up with the TV and it was like running like just next to what
like
you're
a
doing,
radio basically, yeah.
And you cannot imagine not having this anymore, and you cannot handle this peace and that everything is quiet. Like even like when we worked in the beginning or studied, like the TV was on, that was like just the background noise, and then but all the garbage what comes from the TV in your mind, and you sticks there and you are processing that is a problem if you want to focus on the positive things in the world and or in your life. And this is really like, even that was really strict, and so we made this decision to get our TV out of our house. And we make it as a gift to the nanny at this time, for Felix, and it was like really.
It was easy because it was out.
It was out, and then there was no chance anymore. And this was really, really, in the beginning when I wrote it on the stop doing list, it was super difficult, and I could not imagine not having this TV. And sounds so strange because it likes we live more than, I think, 1 or 2 years here now with this without a TV. And if you would tell me this like 3 years ago, I could not imagine, because I needed this to come down as well and to disconnect from the world, just like, watching TV, or sometimes I work next to it, or like what else. But because I see already the time and we want to keep the time as well, one thing was, I think this is a really good point here to come up with and for you to think about, and it fits really good to the topic. I saw a TikTok video the other day from a lady, and she asked the question, what are the 3 most important people in your life? You don't have to say it right now. Like, I give you a minute. Not a full minute. But if you come up with 3 persons right now, and you were not listed in the 3 most important people in your life, like yourself and 2 others, that's the value you give yourself, and this is the most important.
That is an interesting one.
This is a problem, because this is the difference why it's so easy for you to help other people.
Yep.
And not yourself. If you are not in this 3 people, and to be honest, when I did this the first time, I was not in.
Yeah, me neither. If I would think about the 3 most important people in my life, it's definitely I would not put myself in.
Exactly.
Because you're thinking like, okay, who's important in my life? And yeah, it's interesting.
So this is
Change of perspective.
Yeah, this is what we have to, and this is why I love TikTok as well, because in this short minute you get such great ideas, and it's just like remind myself that I have to be the most important person in my life first in order to help others, or to be able to help others. And I have to take care of myself as well. And this is why we are slowly changing, like taking the me time, and that we do the staycations and book like 2 nights in a hotel to disconnect.
We're changing.
We are changing, but it
takes time.
It showed me that I'm still not there where I want to be. So I think this is a good...
that's a good point to end.
This is a good point to end, and we love to see you in the next episode, or to hear you or whatever in the next episode, and to have you with us. And looking forward as well to your comments and to your ideas, and any type of topic you want to discuss here or that we discuss. Please let us know, and we love your engagement. Thank you for that, and talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you want to get paid? Introducing Legacy Builders Global, where everybody gets paid. We don't create investors. We create legacy builders. Legacy Builders Global. Visit us at www.legacybuildersglobal.com.